Camera there.
All right, it is the #1 cancer killer in the region, and the Sacramento community is coming out today to raise awareness.
Sacra is live in Land Park, where the Go2 for Lung Cancer Run Walk is happening this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, William Land Park right now is filled with more than 200 people who have in some way been touched by lung cancer, whether they have a family member, a loved one who was impacted by lung cancer, or they themselves are survivors. Everybody is out here this morning to walk or run for a purpose. We just heard from the opening announcements that they've been able to raise $85,000. So this is an event with a purpose, and we wanted to highlight this morning some of those survivor stories. We'll start this morning with Callie, who is a lung cancer survivor. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for being here.
So for you, tell us a little bit about your story and when you got that diagnosis. What was going through your mind?
Well, it was about a year and a half ago or so, and I was developing a cough, which I thought was really strange, and I just really listened to my body, really listened to my gut, and I contacted my primary care physician, and he ordered a scan. And then he called me 2 hours later and he said, I have lung cancer. And so that kind of started my journey from there. I was really shocked. I never thought I would be the face of lung cancer, but it's okay.
And what would you like to tell anybody at home that might be thinking, well, I don't smoke, I don't think lung cancer would happen to me, because you kind of had a similar story.
Right. Well, I would say go with your gut, listen to your body, and just advocate for yourself. Being an advocate is a big portion of the journey, for sure.
And you are a survivor, and today we're celebrating despite all of your hardships. You've got the tutu on, you've got the not dead yet headband on, which, okay, we have to celebrate life in every way.
Absolutely.
We're also joined this morning with Laura, who has had 2 members of your family touched by lung cancer. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Sure. So back in 2013, my mom had a little bit of a cough and some pain in her back, and lo and behold, it ended up being lung cancer. We knew nothing about it, and unfortunately, 3.5 months later, she passed away. And we were able to turn to the Go2 organization to be able to find out information we needed to, what questions do we ask our doctors? How can we help? How can we make this journey a little bit better? And then fast forward, my dad ends up with a CT scan, and they find lung cancer. So my father luckily was detected early enough because of that, and he's here today as a survivor. Back in, he had lung cancer in 2018. One lobe less, but he's here.
I know, one lobe less, but he is still kicking. He is still bright as ever. And then lastly, we'll end with Jody. So Jody, you are a cancer screener, which is a job that I'm sure cannot be easy, but tell us a little bit about what you want the public to know when it comes to lung cancer.
So I'm a nurse navigator, oncology nurse navigator for Sutter Health, and we have a lung nodule and cancer screening program. So we do have lung cancer screenings that a lot of people don't know about for certain demographics and ages. So ages 50 to 80, if you have a history of smoking over a certain amount, there is an annual lung cancer screening CT, a chest CT that can be done that is available. Some insurances cover ages 50 through 77, but it's out there. It's like a mammogram. You can go and get an annual screener. So we do take care of our screeners who come back as higher risk, so lung RADS 3 or 4, which is just they see something suspicious. We also follow incidental nodules, and that is a huge part of our lung cancer diagnosis, huge part of our program. Incidental nodules, people go into the ER or they go in for a cough, kind of like Callie you just talked to, and they might see a nodule or a spot on their lungs, and they send it over to us. We work them up, we order extra scans, might order a biopsy, and we work them up, and we'll follow them, some of them for 2 to 5 years.
Well, Jody, we appreciate all of the work that you do day in and day out, and today's walk is all about celebrating the lives of these survivors. So they're out here today. The 5K begins at 9:30. So if you drive by William Land Park and you see these runners and walkers taking off, honk that horn, cheer them on. And lastly, everybody watching, remember those cancer screenings can be life-saving. So go out and get one. You never know, it could be you, but catching it early could make all of the difference.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
So it's so nice to see so many people out there.